Hi. So this is the stunning W110 1AER. Okay. Now I have this one about 1 month, and I think, honest to God, that it is possibly the best looking watch I have ever seen anywhere. You know, I am in love. I also have the other one, the W100, and more blacked out looking than that. But I actually, when it all comes down to it, I definitely prefer this one on the left, looks wise. It's just that bit flashier. Now I reviewed this one in my other videos, so you can check it out if you want. But when it comes to looks, I just love it with the black strap. Now I could have got the all silver stainless steel with stainless steel band and that, but no, I wanted these particular two, and I wanted one with a strap on it. And, it's just really is 10 out of 10 for looks, as far as I'm concerned. It has that sort of TW steel kind of look. It's just, I'm in love. It's arousing. It's the watch. I mean, I've had compliments and it stares. I've had people staring at this in envy, probably. Guys in the gym, I know, talking to me and just staring at the watch. I mean, unbelievable. You know. So, what more can I say? Well, I can say quite a lot, actually. So it's got the positive displays, digital displays, which are obviously easier to see than the negative ones, which are on the other watch. And that's great. And it's got the lovely silvery indexes there. All right. So I will just take you through the adjustment, because I didn't do that in a review for the other watch. So I hit adjust up here on the top left. Hold it down. Okay. Now the hands have moved out of the way, just in case they're in the way, sort of thing. Anyway, so the first setting is where you go in and set what time zone you're in, you're living in, whatever, which in my case is London. Even though I don't live in London, the same time zone as London. All right, so adjust that up and down. Now the next setting is daylight savings time, and I have this set to auto. Okay. All right. And that means that this will automatically change daylight savings time twice a year at night when the atomic timekeeping updates. It then updates the daylight savings time. It's very handy. So you literally go to bed and you wake up and it's automatically done for you. All right. Now, mode button, then the next setting is 12 hour, which I have it on, or 24 hour. That was 24. You can see that was just the chime there. I'll jump back to 12. So 2 o'clock. Right. And the next setting is the seconds. Now, this is if you wanted to manually adjust the time, you could do it. But because it updates automatically every night, which I'll talk more about in a minute, I don't have to do that. So, there's the time and the minutes and the year and the month and the date. Right. And the next thing is you can turn off or on the beep when you change modes, right? And I have it on, but you could put it to mute. So I'm not going to do that, so I'll just leave it to on. Now the light, you can have the light for 1 second, which is there. I can have it for 3 seconds, not 2 seconds. And I'll have it on 3 seconds. Now this is the power saving mode. You can have it on or off, but I leave it on. And that's, if it's in a dark room or whatever, if you leave the watch in a drawer or something for a day, after a few hours the digital screens blank out, but the watch keeps updating, and after a week the hands will stop moving, but in the background the watch is continually updating and keeping time. And it's just handy for preserving the power, and you can leave it in that mode for a long time. I don't know, 6 months or 18 months, I can't remember, but anyway, I leave it on, and that's it, back around. Okay, so now we're back in normal timekeeping mode. So on the left we have the time, and then on the right the day, and then the seconds. But I can change time to the date. So there we go. It's 11th and the 30th day. So 30th of November. All right, and that's the way I always keep these watches, in that configuration. The hands move every 20 seconds. The second hand, you'll see it moving there now, just a notch when it comes up to 40 seconds. There, it just moves, a third of a minute. And it'll move again there now when it gets up to 00. So we'll just wait for that. Okay. And that's how often the actual hands move. I'll just take you quickly through the features. So, world time, I have it set to Berlin. Okay. And you can swap the time zones out I go over there occasionally when I'm on the plane. I usually do this by hitting the top 2 buttons simultaneously, right? And around it goes, right? So now it's on Berlin time. When I'm coming home then on the plane, usually again, I hit them again. And I actually haven't done this with this watch, but I've had other G-Shocks in the past with the same feature, and I've often done it. Okay. Now, stopwatch, okay, pretty standard. Timer, pretty standard. Alarms, the signal, the hourly signal, I have that on, but I'm not using any of the alarms, and I don't really. I tend to do all that kind of stuff on my phone these days, but they are there. There's 5 alarms, right, if you want them. And back to the home timekeeping mode. All right. So that's basically the features in that. Now, one thing I want to show here is the moving the hands. If the hands happen to be obscuring the digital portions, so when 2:05 becomes 2:15, this hand will be covering the screen here, right? So when that happens, if you wanted to see that screen, you can move those hands out of the way, and the way you do it is you hold down this mode button, and it just moves the hands out of the way like that, right? Okay. Say you were using the stopwatch or something, and the hands were obscuring the digital portion, so do that. Now to get back to normal timekeeping mode, just hold it down again for a few seconds, right? And then it goes back. Fantastic. Now I'll talk about the battery. Oh yeah, the battery indicators are on the bottom there. And you can see that it's on high, okay? Now, when I got the watch, it was on medium. So basically I left it in a bright window for a few hours. And it's remained on high ever since, which is very good. Now, in my experience with these watches, these solar Casios, solar G-Shocks, when you get them into the high mode, they tend to stay there as long as you expose them to a reasonable amount of light. And when I'm not wearing this watch, I don't wear it all the time because I have the other one. I leave it in a window that doesn't have sunlight directly beaming into it. It's away from sunlight, and that's handy, and that keeps it charged up nicely. And they really are, they're just set and forget that way, And I believe the battery can last anything from 10 to 20 years. These guys have owned, when the solar G-Shock came out about 15 years ago, I believe there's some of them still going. So time will tell. I've owned solar watches for about 5 years now, and they're all still going, yeah. Well, I've only one older one now of that era, and it's still working fine. So I expect this to work for years and years. So completely set and forget, The timekeeping, the multi-band update that happens every night, you can check that here. And it says get, and it happened on this watch at 1:09 last night. And it works flawlessly. Usually happens at 1:03, to be honest, but it works flawlessly every night. Oh, I had it in a drawer, that was the thing. Yeah, I left it in a drawer last night, so that obviously affected it. But if you leave it on a window or wherever, it usually happens at 1:03. Or if I'm in bed, it always happens 1:03. And you can do a manual update there by holding down this button, but that takes a few minutes, and I might do that in another video. Right, so back to normal timekeeping mode. Okay. Now, I just want to put it on my wrist and show it to you. I have an 8-inch wrist, and I usually wear it the fourth hole in. And as always with all Casio watches with bands, I always seem to be caught somewhere between the third and the fourth band. It's just that little bit loose where it is there now. It's a little bit loose, but if I go down to the next one, then it's a little bit tight, But that's it on my 8-inch wrist. And, the watch, I think it's, 53 mil or something. Whatever, but it's a lovely big size. Not too big, but just, big enough. And there you go. Now the final thing I want to talk about is the light and the loom. So the light is there and it shows up everything lovely, right? And I'm going to try and demonstrate that now in the dark. Now the hands, of course, are luminous, and they are very good. They work very well. And the unfortunately, these little indexes here look luminous, but they're not. And I was a bit disappointed about that. I felt that despite there's a good light and all, they could have made those luminous, I've had other G-Shocks that also, have a light but are fully luminous around the indexes and that. And I was surprised that they went to the trouble of putting on these little, little painted indexes on top of the silver ones, and didn't make them luminous. So, it's not a major problem because I can always tell what time it is just by seeing the hands at night in the dark, no problem. Yeah. Right, so I'm just going to pause this video for a second and I'll then show you the loom and the light. Okay, so in the dark now, and there are the hands, so 2:15. Easy to see that, so very, very good loom. It looks a little bit sort of bluey, but it's quite green really in reality. And I'll just try and show you the light now. I can't focus there, but you get the idea. Do it again. So lights up things very well, you know, no problem. So all in all, this is a fantastic watch in every way, and I'm very happy with it. I'm very happy with the other one. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe for more videos and like it and share it and all that kind of stuff. Thank you, good guys.